Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie. Jay in Singapore sent me an email and asked me if the Mini Halfwood press would be able to print embossing. And he sent me a picture, an attachment of a wedding invitation to show me what he meant by the embossing that he wants. So I said I would make this video and show him whether it could or not. I will use this, the newest of my Mini Halfwood press designs, and I've equipped it with a chase. This is a PVC piece of plastic with a hole cut in it, and that hole will just accommodate my woodcut that I'm going to use for this demonstration. The woodcut is a 1/4 inch thick Baltic birch. Not a really deep emboss, but it'll be enough to demonstrate for this video. Before I started today, I prepared some paper. This is Magnani Incensione, and I just wetted it briefly with water and blotted it off. So it's not really soft as you might for etching, but soft enough that it will emboss without distorting. Put it in a plastic bag. And I have some water-soluble relief ink made by Daniel Smith Ink Company, and a palette knife to spread it around, a little glass slab to roll it out with, and a brayer. So I'll get started. This chase is a pretty tight-fitting chase, so I may be able to squish it down there and then just pick it up. Yes, pretty close. Anyway, so now it's ready to put on the press. I don't know what the pressure should be. First time I've done this. And I think I'll just put on one felt blanket instead of the usual 2 blankets that we use for intaglio. And take a guess at how much pressure to put on. And I like to keep the paper from actually pressing too hard on the block until we get going, because there's something called push. When the paper goes through the press, it's sort of like rolling out pie dough. There's this kind of furrow that's created, and it moves the image, so best if it doesn't touch. So this will be my first trial proof. I see I got some distortion here. That's not good. That's caused by the action of the press sort of gathering the paper as it goes through, and it causes it to crease. I might be able to solve the problem by making what's called a make-ready, which is a building up from behind. So I'll cut the first trial proof that I made, and I'll put it underneath the printing block and that will raise the printing block slightly from where it was before, and it'll raise it up a little bit, and maybe the pressure will be more uniform through over the entire printing area, and maybe that gathering effect won't occur. I think also I'll use 2 blankets this time, 2 felt blankets, and that should make a deeper emboss, and hopefully it won't distort too much. Again, I like to keep the paper off the printing surface until it's actually going through, because if it touches the ink is just sitting on top of those high places of the relief print and causes the ink to drag and blur. Well, I can already see I have a problem here with the same gathering effect. You can see how the paper is distorting and gathering. So my theory of the make ready was not correct. But we'll see how it looks despite that. Here you can see the gathering where the paper has been bunched as it gathered. It could be that I'm not using the right paper. You also can see the impression from the back side. And there's the front side, but of course it's damaged because of the gathering effect right there. And for our friend in Singapore, I'll try to make it catch the light so that you can see how much distortion or embossing there is. Some close-ups might be in order. For this one, I dampened just slightly some paper that is not printmaking quality paper. It's blotter paper, but the thing about blotter paper is it doesn't have a real strong directional strength in its fiber and the way that it's made, so maybe that will give me a better result. There are so many papers printmakers can use that if this is the problem with the gathering, or that is the grain of the paper, if that's the problem, then this paper, blotter paper, may be just what we need to find out. And then we can find a good quality printmaking paper. Well, I can see that it isn't making any difference. We're still getting gathering. You see the gathering, you can see it from the back, the problem. It turns out that in Singapore, where this Jay lives, is the Tyler Institute of Graphic Arts, I think it's called. And there are many people, experts at Tyler, who I'm sure could tell me, or tell Jay, what the problem is with this gathering and how to overcome that problem. So that'll have to do for now. I thank Jay for asking the question and giving me a chance to try out this press and making deep embosses. But wait, after I finished that first video session, I tried something new. And I got great results. Hardly any gathering, and this is on a damp piece of paper as before. The difference was that I used new felt blankets. The original felt blankets were old. They were like been used for about 8 or 9 years on Mini Halfwood presses through countless, hundreds of demonstrations. So the solution is to use a felt blanket that's only as wide as the print, as the printing block. And that way you won't get gathering. I can almost guarantee it. Thanks again for watching. This is Bill Ritchie.